you.
He challenged me. He said, you should meet 2 or 3 people every day.
We're talking about how to level up on LinkedIn and engagement, being the go-giver, the idea that being open to opportunity.
We're all dealing with challenges, but how do you overcome that?
Master Connector with Steve Spiro is live on air.
Welcome, everybody, to the Master Connector Show. I'm Rob Genovesi, and, Steve and I go back a bunch of years, almost 27 years, and, we've got interesting journeys because, believe it or not, we are shy guys or former shy guys, and now here we are teaming up, both with different personalities, but Steve is the Master Connector. I remember way back when he was not the connecting type, and we were both learning from some of the same mentors. So very interesting background. I want to bring him on, the one, the only, Mr. Steve Spiro, the Master Connector.
Hey, Steve. Appreciate that. What's going on, Rob? Hey, what's going on, friends? Steve Spiro, the Master Connector, coming at you live and direct. So we're going to have some fun today. Today, we're going to dive deep into the art of winning against the current. We're setting sail on a journey through the uncharted waters of achievement, exploring how being different is the true beacon of standout success. Pretty wild, right? In this vibrant sea of competition, blending in is no longer an option, right? Conformity, uniformity, it's just not the case today. To rise above the waves, to truly make a mark, we must embrace our uniqueness, right? Yeah, being different is not merely an advantage; it's a transformative power, and it's the audacity to stand tall, to showcase your authenticity, and to carve your distinct path amidst the uniformity of ordinary. Okay, so you're going to see today with our guest, she is definitely not uniform and ordinary. That's for sure. She's amazing. But let's talk about the myth of appealing to everyone. In this quest for universal approval, we risk becoming a mere echo, lost in a sea of noise. And to truly resonate, we must be bold in understanding that to be something to someone, we must be willing to not be everything to everyone, right? It's just that doesn't appeal today, right? And precision is the essence, and understanding your audience, their desires and their values is the compass that guides us. But here's the secret that sets the winners apart: having the courage to say no, to turn away from wrong customers. We're going to talk about that today. It's not about growing at any cost, but about growing in the right direction. So today we're going to unlock the strategies to navigate these tempestuous, whatever the word is. You know what I'm trying to say. To rise above the waves and ultimately to emerge victorious against the current. So if you're ready for my amazing co-host Rob to introduce our awesome guest, type into the hashtags right now. Let's go. Because again, one of the things I want to say before I bring Rob back on to do the intro, make sure you're in the comments, you're commenting, you're telling us where you're tuning in from. Tell us, what you do. Get in the comments. We don't know if you're on. We only have a number that shows, okay, X number of people are watching the show, but you might be watching it, but we don't know. So get in the comments, say hello. Obviously, as we prompt you with some of these hashtags, get in there. And again, that's how we know you're here. And again, you count, you matter. Everyone here, your voice matters. So we appreciate you. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Rob G, and we'll go from there. Appreciate you, sir.
All right. Thanks, Steve. And welcome, everybody, to the Master Connector Show. I'm really excited to bring up our guest. She's an absolute firecracker. I have not yet had a chance to really talk with her, but man, I was on LinkedIn. I was on her website. I've been watching what she's doing. Now, Laura DiBenedetto, she is changing the world through revolutionary ideas, disruptive business practices, and bold ventures. If you're getting scared, me too. Laura is a TEDx speaker, a #1 best-selling author, multi-business founder/owner, and award-winning business leader based out of Florida. Please help me welcome to the show, Miss Laura DiBenedetto. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm stoked for this conversation. And that was a hell of an introduction. And now the pressure is high. I better deliver.
I have a feeling you do well under pressure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally.
No doubt about it. That's great.
Nice to see you guys.
It's great being on with you here. And I know that you and I, Laura, had a great conversation, a couple of conversations now. And you have an amazing story. So, one of my goals personally is also to be on a TEDx stage. So I'd love for you, community. And again, Yolanda, great to see you. Look, Yolanda, by the way, amazing, loyal follower and in our community. Josh Russell, good to have you on here. Laura, the firecracker, huh? John Santos, Laura is awesome. So these sound like maybe some people from your community, Laura. So that's good stuff. Sarah on with us.
Oh, I see some names. Hi, Frank. What's up, guys?
That's awesome. That's great. But we're excited. But one of my goals, as I was starting to say, is to be on a TEDx stage, and that'll happen eventually one day. And so type in hashtag TEDx right now, community. We want to hear a little bit about your TEDx experience, Laura. I know you're a TEDx person, and how did it come about? And tell us a little bit what it was like. Obviously, we have a bunch of questions, so we don't get too deep on this, but tell us a little bit about it if you could.
Well, the TEDx experience was cool, but with an asterisk. And I have to be really just very candid and honest, as I am always. It was something I always wanted to do, something I was very excited about. But I had to record remotely, and I didn't have the pleasure of actually doing it in front of a live audience, because turns out when there's a pandemic floating around, people don't want to hang out with other humans. So that was the asterisk. And it was kind of a bummer, because I was like so excited to like have that moment, and I didn't get the moment, but I still got the pleasure of doing it. And the interesting part of doing the TEDx experience, the like legit gift of the whole thing, was the difficulty of writing my speech. It was transformative. I learned more about my own material. It made me a much better coach, a much better leader, even a better author. So when I go to write my next book, I'll be clearer. And this one was already really good. Maybe I'll get so concise, it'll be a pamphlet. Who knows? But it was a really powerful experience. And it came about because, if you're not famous, and I'm not, you need to apply, just like everybody else. And I applied, and they loved my application and invited me to do it. And it was a tremendous honor. And I wish my audience was more than lizards, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I was living on Maui at the time, and I remember recording, and it was so hot, and I was already like stressed out trying to do a good job, and I'm like standing there like sweating bullets in my dress. I'm like, like really stressed. And there was like 8 really pretty geckos and just my film crew, and I was like, this is not how I envisioned this.
Big question, was the gecko there or what?
No, Madagascar gold dust day geckos, to be precise.
Oh, nice.
I watched your TEDx talk, and this is where my mind goes to a lot of these little details. When I'm on stage, I'm walking all over the place. How the heck do you stay on that red dot is my big question.
Turns out it was shiny. I still have the red dot carpet. They shipped me a red dot carpet, and it is small. I'm a pacer. I'm a walker too. Like, I get on the phone and somebody's like, can we have a Zoom call? No, let's do a phone call, because I got to get my laps in. It'll be better. So it was very hard. It took a lot of restraint.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a great talk.
It is a great talk, and even though it wasn't necessarily in front of a stage, I like the essence of it. It still got the point across. But you're right, not having that audience experience, there's something to be said about that, being in front of real people. It's the same reason when I'm speaking, and I do a lot of talks virtually, and it's just not the same until you're really in front of live people, right? You could see eyeball to eyeball. It's not the same. So
yeah, no, it's not. And listen, someday you will do a TEDx. I know you will. And here's the thing that will help you and anybody else who wants to do a TED Talk is concise, applications, because these folks want to know that you can distill your one big idea down into very simple, easy to understand, digestible language. And if you can't execute that in your application, you most certainly will not execute that on stage. So pro tip, say less. Get to your point quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. All right. Well, one of the things we're going to talk about next, and this is one of my favorite topics. We live in an amazing country, the United States of America, right? America, right? And not a perfect country, but it's the land of opportunity. There's incredible things that we are able to do that other places around the world people can't do, because we have our freedoms. And so I want you to type in hashtag America community. Thank you, Robbie G. And so, we have this in common, right? Laura, I know you and I have that we both love America. Tell us more. I just want to hear a little bit of your perspective on America.
Sure. Well, this country's awesome, and just because we have terrible leadership at the moment doesn't mean that the founding principles of this nation are blown to hell. It's not the case at all. We still have a nation founded on the backs of rebels who are like, hell no, you're not going to tax me. Hell no, you're not going to tell me what to do. Like, I love how rebellious our founding fathers were. And, when we say founding fathers, we think of like these old farts with like the powdered wigs and stuff. No, they were people younger than us. They were like really rebellious young entrepreneurs who were like, hell no, I demand better. I mean, you got to have mad respect for that. So like the people who say, oh, America sucks, feel free to leave. But this country is beautiful. There's magic in every single state. I've traveled extensively across the country. People are really cool here. There's jerks in every country, but we have this collective idea of what freedom truly is, and that's what makes this nation special. Like, there's less of a collectivist attitude here, and there's more respect for individual sovereignty here than anywhere else on earth. And it was because of the experiment of the United States of America. What's not to love about that? So yeah, hashtag America, I'm here for it. So love this country.
That's great. And you besides them being on the younger side, and there was a variety of ages, they were all pretty well off. They were all very much wealthy, and they sacrificed their honor, their wealth to really to do what was right, and it was for freedom.
Their families, their families.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There was tremendous persecution after they made that declaration, and they knew they were risking a lot. They were risking it all, basically. And
absolutely, so that takes profound bravery to like actually live in alignment with your beliefs. And that's one of the things that, with our company, Sovereign Ammo, and just me with a lot of my business coaching and everything, is I try really hard to every single damn day of my life live in alignment with my beliefs and not just be a talker, because that's boring and everybody is a windbag these days. I'm good. I'm not. Like, I'm out here living it. And more people need to be encouraged to do the same. So I try to be that breath of fresh air that's like, hey, these are not just ideas. Here's how you can start living your beliefs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw somebody put in the hashtag about President Trump, and all that. And this conversation is not going to get political, but at the same time, it's just freedom. It's freedom to express what you want. And there's a big movement on suppressing some of those freedoms because people have their opinions of things, right? So I think we all are. We all. I think you said it. You said you were at a dinner, Laura, when we spoke, and people were talking. It got a little heated, and I think what you said something like, and I'd love to hear what you said, is can't we just all get along and agree to disagree or something? What did you say to me that day when I think you're telling me about a story at dinner? You don't remember it? Okay, so maybe in my brain I made it up. I don't know, but
no, I mean, I don't know. Like, my general attitude is like, can't we just like coexist and get along? Like, why do we have to be divided? I mean, I don't remember the exact words, although I'm sad about that because they were probably profound as hell. But
seemed profound to me.
The point stands. Yeah. Quit with the dumb crap and the fighting and the whatever. Like, we don't win when we're divided.
Yeah, exactly.
In your talk, Laura, you were talking about the 6 habits of happiness. Mm-hmm. And, when you're talking right now, as kind of, forward as you are, there are those 6 habits, and one of those is, so the first one was kindness, the second one was acceptance. What you're
Yes.
talking about right now just reminded me of the acceptance of just accepting people for who they are, right? But the third one I actually made a note on, which was gratitude. And I think if people had a lot more gratitude about what they do have, especially in this country. Now, I am, just kind of like Steve said, and the way you feel, Laura, is, people can put down the country, but people are not leaving America in droves to go anywhere else for opportunity. They're dying trying to get here for the opportunity. And while it may not be perfect, it's still a place where you can tomorrow start designing and building the life you want with really out any persecution, except for this going on in our ears a lot of times. And some of it does become physical, but for the most part, the opportunity is here. And the gratitude for what you have. And every day I thank God for the opportunities in front of me. Nothing deserving. I don't think automatically I get something because I was fortunate enough to be born here. And especially in the tri-state area in New York, I don't deserve anything, but I have the opportunity to get anything I want.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a comment I want to make, circling back. So you mentioned 3 of the habits: kindness, acceptance, and gratitude. And I want to clarify one thing. So if you haven't, anybody listening, watching, if you haven't seen my TED Talk, go watch it. It's a great way to get a free preview of my book and learn some things. But kindness and acceptance are self-directed activities. When people find it difficult to communicate with someone who has opposing political views or opinions, it's actually due to a failure to be kind to yourself and to accept yourself. When you profoundly are kind to yourself consistently and you build yourself up the way a nurturing parent would do for you, you can do it. I love you. I believe in you. You're impervious to whatever that other person might say. You don't take it personally and you can communicate effectively. So when you accept yourself, it means you unconditionally love yourself. You can receive whatever people have to say to you. And this is what makes it fun for me to engage with people who disagree with me, because I love me unconditionally. I'm not offended by other people's ideas. In fact, I'm curious where they came from. And there's a lack of curiosity because people are not constitutionally sound within themselves. And they're like, we have a quivering mass of insecure people around us. And that can be the change that I would like to see, which is why I wrote my book, The 6 Habits. And if we want to have political conversations or not political conversations or ammunition or whatever, it actually stems from an ability to feel secure in yourself to the point where you can onboard another idea, not take it personally, and be able to engage with love.
That's great. I love that. So listen, we're going to take this conversation in a slightly different direction, and kind of, the topic title for today's show is winning against the current. So love to hear, Laura, your understanding of that. What do you feel that means to you? And there's no right or wrong here.
Cool. To me, winning against the current is not keep it on to keep on. I don't obey. My parents would really hate that about me. But I'm completely not interested in being part of a morass of sameness. It's boring. I win because I'm different. I win because I'm rebellious. Hello, founding fathers did that too. I win because I'm not afraid to be different, and I'm happy to turn down the wrong customers. It's like, you're not a fit for me. Sorry. Yeah, but nothing. You're not a fit for me. Like, I get to say no. So I have very non-traditional ways of doing business. It's because of those non-traditional ways of doing business that I tend to come out on top, because I'm not afraid. And it actually goes back to the whole acceptance thing that I was just talking about. I have a very remarkably strong constitution of self. I did that work. I built that. And so because I built that, I can swim against the current all day long. I've kicked the hornet's nest so many times that my foot hurts. I am so accustomed to saying the thing that no one wants to say, being the counter voice to the propaganda, being the person who is willing to say the unsayable. Guess what? I win because of it. Cool. How many more microphones can I grab? I will say more stuff. Swimming with the current just makes you part of honestly a harvest, and
Yeah.
I'm not here for that.
Yeah, listen, it's I heard it said it takes a strong fish to swim against the current. It takes a dead one to float with it. And yeah, and so
That's amazing.
I'm glad I got that right, because it was like in my head a little mixed up, so it came out right. But I want you to type in hashtag winning. I missed the cue on that one, but whether you're winning or not, listen, we have power in our words, right? And we could speak what we want. So whether you feel like you're winning right now, type in hashtag winning, because you can make a decision right now today to win. So let's go ahead and win. All right. But anyway, so you kind of touched on this, Laura, before, and that is kind of being different. So again, make sure, community, you're putting in hashtag winning. And I want to call out, I just spoke to a young man. I met him at the gym about I don't know, maybe a week ago. And we had a great conversation. His name is Kenny. He's on the show right now. And I think he's like 19 or 20. And I give him a lot of credit. I was in the sauna, fully clothed. Okay. Don't get the visual. But yeah, we were in the sauna and we were chatting. I was talking to a guy, and I mentioned I had a book that just came out. And this young man, I could tell he's like I was when I was his age, and probably into my 30s, pretty introverted. But he had the courage to say something. And he said, could you tell me more about your book? And we wound up exchanging contact information. We just had a Zoom call yesterday, and he's on the call today. So he's somebody who's winning. And I appreciate you, Kenny, big time for getting out there, getting out of your comfort zone, and not just sort of going with the flow and floating like that dead fish. Okay. So kudos to you. But anyway, so I want to just talk about being different, right? You touched on it before, right? So type in hashtag different, community. And how do you feel, Laura, about being different and how that will help you succeed?
Well, obviously, I'm a fan of being different. No spoiler there. Being different is actually the reason why people do tend to succeed. Think about this. Followers are looking for leaders. They're not looking for other followers. People want to follow leaders, not other followers. So when you become a leader, it's because you're being different. So Sovereign Ammo, great example. Hello, it's my company. We're different. We're not the cheapest, not trying to be. We've got values other companies don't. I'm unwavering on our commitment to our customer base and who our family is. And the family is all the folks that are part of like the sovereign movement with us, which is really being self-reliant and being responsible for yourself. So when you're different, you become noticeable. When you're the same, you blend in. I mean, picture a wall covered in yellow Post-it notes, and there's one pink Post-it note. I'm the pink Post-it note. Like, you want to be the one who's noticed, because when I think about things through the entrepreneurial lens, which is basically my whole life, the idea of sameness to me is equivalent to failure. If I don't stand out, if I'm not noticeable, if I'm not memorable, there's no way I can win without substantial struggle or perilous cost to me or my health or my marriage or anything. It's actually a shortcut to success to be different. You sell more, you sell better, you find your people, and you repel those people that you would very much like to not do business with. I call them clients from hell, and I don't want any. So these are people that want you to be the same.
Yeah.
And I'm not here for it. So be different.
I love that.
Make more money.
Yeah, and I think Robbie G has a story he told me. Maybe I'll cue him up for that. He's talking about being at a networking meeting and having a not dressed like the traditional. But I just want to say this. So maybe Robbie will tell us that story. But I want to say this: being different is great, but being different for the sake of being different, I'm not a big fan of. Right? If you just want to be different for the sake of it, but be authentic, be you. What that difference should be is what you're about. Not to try to come up with something different just because you want to be different, right? Like Rob, was telling me he's not into suits because it's just not who he is, right? So Rob, I don't know if you want to tell your story I could tell it for you, but I figured I'd give you a chance to
Yeah,
tell.
no, I mean, when Laura, when you were talking, about being different, I mean, that just hits me right in the sweet spot because, I came from blending in. I was a rule follower my whole life. I was probably the opposite of you. I followed the rules as they
Mhm.
were set before me. And when I started out in business, I followed the rules as they were set up before me, and I failed, and I failed. And I didn't turn out to be a brander because I thought it was a great occupation. I became a brander because it literally saved my website and design company from failure. I
Mm.
was polished. I was buttoned down. I had the slacks with the leather belt that matched the shoes and the clean shaven. All, and I was failing. Why? You said it. Blending in. I blended in so much that it was like I was not even there to people. And so when I got into branding as a strategy for saving my business and helping my clients, what I realized was my brand sucked. Now, my first brand was terrible. Why? Because I was invisible, because nobody saw me, nobody paid attention. And as
Right.
soon as I got to Steve's point, it wasn't contrived that I became different. I didn't say, well, I'm going to be different, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to grow a circle beard and I'm going to, get rid of this. It wasn't contrived. It was actually who I was.
Authenticity is the word you're looking for.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which is an overused word, which I hate, but I'm glad you brought it up. I say be real. Yes, be authentic, because that's what everybody equates it to.
Mhm.
But you put yourself out there as real as you can be, and people accept you or reject you, and it doesn't matter. And I think that's the point. When I just became who I was, I show up different on purpose. And what I realized, and here was the game changer for me. When you talk about winning
Mhm.
and being different, the rules that I follow were set up by somebody else. And I decided I
Right.
don't want those rules. Why? I decided to write my own rules. I decided to write my own playbook and build my own arena. And guess what? I started winning. Why? It's my game. You can't win at my game. I set it up. And that was the thing that really helped me propel. Aside from being different, I'm just who I am, but I'm different from everybody else because
Good for you.
something you said in your TEDx talk really resonated with me. Again, I made a note on it. You talked about intention
Mhm.
and how we process our desires. And you said, with intention, we finally feel our power and fear no longer gets in our way. That was my turning point. Once I realized that, I didn't have any more fear. And now I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care if they don't buy. The right people do.
That's
Good for
awesome.
you. And
Good
thank you
stuff.
for taking copious notes on my talk. I am honored by that. There's been some comments here that I want to just comment on.
Yeah.
I can't actually comment in writing, but I see you guys. Frank, Yolanda, it's so nice to see you here. Nathan, thank you so much for showing up. Hi, Vince. It's really, really awesome to have you guys here. And I do not have the ability to type it in. I don't know why, but I see you, I hear you, and I'm grateful for you.
That's great. I appreciate that. Yeah, we are really blessed to have a community, and it looks like we're sharing some of your community here too. So it's awesome. So we were kind of touching on this a little bit. I want to dig in this a little bit, right? And that is kind of appealing to everyone. So I want you to type in hashtag everyone. What do you feel, Laura, are the results of just trying to appeal to everyone? Sort of that mass appeal.
Well, it's the whole post-it thing I told you. You appeal to no one. Like, why am I going to walk up to a wall of yellow post-its with one pink post-it on it and pull a yellow one? I'm not. That's it. Like, Rob, I think the way that you put that, is really well said. And, I also hate that the term authenticity has been just like destroyed and just like cheesified or whatever. But, being truly yourself. Turns out, you guys, mom was right. Be yourself and you will win. Hashtag mama. Okay. Like we're
I've
like,
been hashtag mama right now. Go ahead.
yup. Like mom was right. So, I think that it's a really good point. It's not about being different. I just am different. And by the way, each one of us is different. Every single person here in this chat and watching this live right now is different. And if you lean into your differences instead of leaning into your sameness, great. Like, listen, here's some things about me that make me different, right? Obviously, I'm mouthy, I'm opinionated, I'm all the things, but
No, come on.
no, never. I am that weird person. I am the person that will stop 8 lanes of traffic and help duckies cross. Yep, I do it all the time. 2, I love froggies. I will rescue wildlife, and I've had frogs jump on my face, and I'm totally chill with it. I moved to an island just because, right? I went to a foreign country to go to a museum. I follow my passion authentically. To me, the idea of a good time is tinkering with my sewing machine and farting around in my garden. And I feel really good about this. And, I don't go to the gym so I can be thinner. I go to the gym because my 80-year-old self is going to thank me. And, I like all these things that make me who I am. And I like my ADHD. I like all this stuff. And I'm just out here being me. So you guys, you have the ability to go out there and be you. And that's how you can be different. Like the Sovereign Ammo brand, by the way, it's a reflection of me and my heart and Amadeo, my husband / business partner, and his heart. Like it is the brand that is reflective of who we genuinely are as individuals. Neither one of us is terribly well behaved, which is why the brand isn't.
That's awesome. So listen, I want to keep this rolling. We have a couple more questions, and we were getting to the bottom of the hour here. But I know you've got an amazing brand, Laura. Rob is our brand builder. I've dabbled in that. I want to talk about target, as in targeting your audience. So #target real quick. And I want to hear your perspective. You're kind of digging into it. We were touching on the appeal to everyone. Now let's dig in. Let's narrow down. What's the value of knowing your audience and to target precisely?
So this is really hearkening back to my marketing days. Fun fact, I started my first company when I was 19 years old. We are celebrating our 25th anniversary. It's next year, but we're gearing up for that now. Thank you. I can't believe I'm that old, but I'm going to take the wins. It's fine. More face cream, please. But you know what? I've always been a marketer. You can take the girl out of marketing. The marketing doesn't leave the girl. That's the truth. I live and breathe marketing. I still do. And the thing about target marketing is it's more of that being something to someone versus being nothing to no one. When you target so well exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it, and who you're doing it for, it gives your message teeth. I'm allergic to being boring. I can't do it. I can't. I'm sorry. And when you think about alignment, that's a really good word, alignment. You want to think about your people. So I'm going to tell you who my people are, who we sell to, and why we sell to them, right? We sell ammo, right? Shiny pew-pews, yay. Please go buy all the ammo. Make your neighborhood ammo lady happy. Yes. So there's that. But why do we do it? Some might argue it's a gigantic middle finger to the man. I can neither confirm nor deny that, but it has been implied, and I haven't. So the thing about our movement, though, is it's taking back the sovereignty that our Creator gave us, not that our government gives us permission to have at their discretion. That's not sovereignty. Sovereignty is given to us by our Creator, and I believe in God. So this is God-given sovereignty, and it is owning my self-sufficiency. It is owning my ability to stand on my own 2 feet, provide for my family, be responsible for my own health, protect the body that I was given, and protect my family, right? So sovereignty is wrapped up in all of that. That's my why. My why coincides with my avatar, which is what you call your ideal customer profile or targeted customer. Who's my customer? I will tell you right now, the people that love our company are the people who feel the way I feel. Literally, I'll tell you exactly who it is, and this is how precise you need to be. We are targeting middle-aged, white, married, straight dads, period. These are men who want to protect their families. They want to protect their wife. They believe in God. They love the Lord. They love this country. They love their wife. They wouldn't even think of being unloyal to her. They love their children. They would lay down their lives for their children. They don't believe in big pharma. They don't believe in big government. They don't believe in all of these lies that you have to ask permission to be a man. They don't believe in any of that crap. And you know what? Aside from the obviously anatomical difference, I am that man, right? I am married to that man. My business partner is that man. And every person who buys from us, every time I get the pleasure of getting on the phone with this man, I have the best time because that's my homie. Like, it's like, yeah, you're a customer, but you my homie. I can't wait to talk to you. Like, these are my people. And it's like literally gives me chills talking about this, because these are the people that share the beliefs. These are the people that share a vision of what this country should be. And they love this country for what it is, and they don't hate it for what it's not. They want to be part of it. And sometimes they're just a little stuck on, how the hell do I do anything about this? So guess what? My job is to provide ammunition, but also provide a pathway. I am the light. I am the pathway. I am helping you. I am giving you your voice back. I'm giving you your power. I'm giving you the words that you've been missing, because I know how frustrated you are. I know how pissed off you are. Great. I'm going to teach you to be nicer when you're mad and give you the words so you can have the fight. I'm going to teach you to love yourself more so you're not offended when Aunt Becky, who believes all of the other crap that you and I don't believe, says something, and you can hold your ground and be sovereign in your damn self. So you gotta understand, when you target, you gotta have this kind of fire. So you introduced me as fiery. You're damn right I am. And it's like, I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know who I'm doing it for. The what, oddly enough, is kind of a detail. And when you understand the who and the why as deeply, as passionately as I've just explained to you, you'll understand how easy and effortless and joyful it is to target, because then you get this incredible community of people who are in a movement, who are all marching to the same drum as you, who are trying to do the same thing in life as you, who want to do life with you. And then when the subject of money comes up, easy. It's just a detail.
Listen, that was awesome. I mean, I hope you go back and rewatch this. If you're watching this on the replay, #replay, let us know you're watching it on the replay. But that was amazing. This will be available also if you want to go back and look at it ad infinitum, whatever the word is. It's going to be on our YouTube channel. But definitely, that was amazing. We're also working on getting this uploaded for our podcast. But that was incredible. And whether you believe in what Laura stands for or not, you can't argue her passion, her commitment, the understanding of who she targets to, who her market is, who her community is, who her vibe is, your vibe is your tribe, right? So it's clear. So you got to take notice of that. So I had one more question, but I think we're going to end on that note. That was just we're not going to take it from that high to a low. So that was incredible. So Laura, I don't think you have an offer for this community. Rob, you can address that, right? I think perhaps.
I think that Laura has given us more than an offer. And I'll tell you what that is. As a brander, the one thing I have to do, and the reason my branding company is what it is because of something you pretty much talked about. And that is knowing who you are, knowing why you're doing what you're doing. We talk about mission. We talk about vision. We talk about values. And a lot of my clients try and skip over that. They want to get to, I want to name my company. I want a logo. I want to get business. And I say, you cannot. If you don't know what the heck you're doing and why you get up every day, get your butt out of bed and go do what you do, it doesn't really matter, because nobody's going to pay attention. People pay attention to Laura DiBenedetto. Why? Because there's no doubt she knows where she's going. And to go back earlier, from a business standpoint, people don't follow followers. They follow leaders, and all followers are looking for a leader to follow, right? If you know where you're going, guess who's going to line up behind you? The people that are for your message. So Laura doesn't need an offer of a giveaway. Laura just gave it to you free of charge. And from a branding standpoint of view, from a business standpoint of view, be different. Find out what the heck it is. And I'm going to tell you, number one thing I fight against with my clients and trying to get them to do, kick fear aside. They're too afraid to put out who they are because they may offend somebody, or they may get a rock thrown at them. guess what? If you're getting rocks thrown at you, amen. You should be doing more of what that is, because for everybody throwing rocks at you, there's people throwing roses at you. And you got to understand that. So
if you're
that's
not
what we can
pissing
end
people
on.
off, you're doing it wrong.
Got that right.
It's the truth. And I love the way you said that. That was so good. Thank God this is recorded, because I'm going to go back and like take notes. Like, what did you just say? That was amazing.
Now it's Laura's turn to take notes. There you go.
I know. See, we're learning from each other. That's really fantastic.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm so grateful that you gave me an opportunity to share a lot of my passion with you. And it's been so nice to have, everybody here, Kenneth and Josh and Steve and Frank and Yolanda and God, there's so many amazing people here. And I'm just really, really grateful for this chance to just share my fire. And may it warm you always.
There you go, for sure. That's awesome. And I love what you both said, which is it's not about the what or the how. I've learned it's about the who and the why. I just want to make sure you understand that, and knowing why you're doing something is so much more important than how or what. And who, the who in your life, who's in your life to make your life better. Next week we have a incredible show lined up. And first of all, I want to thank you, Laura. You did an incredible job. Thank our community for being here. Amazing. We're excited. We're here for you. You're the reason we're here. Next week, tune in on the episode 134. It's pretty wild how we same bat time, same bat channel. Getting out of your own way. Our guest is going to be Jay Mamie. Going to be an incredible show. So make sure you tune in. But I just want to say this to your community. And again, don't forget. I know Laura's got a book. I think Rob's working on something. I got a book out there. You can see it on my screen here. The Tao of the Master Connector. There you go. We all got that, a little prop there. We got to get you a prop too, Laura. But anyway, it's incredible. But I just want to say this. Remember, we are in a world where there's a lot of darkness, right? There's loneliness. There's hurting people. Let's always remember to shine the light. Let's uplift people. Let's encourage one another. Let's make sure, Laura, you said you're the light. That's what the show is about. We're about being the light. So let's make sure to encourage somebody today. If you haven't spoken to somebody in a while, reach out, text them, uplift them, do something. But make sure you're just spreading the goodwill and good news for people that, this is an amazing country. If you're tuning in from another country, sorry. But we have an amazing country, and we love you and appreciate you big time. And look forward to seeing you guys next week. And again, Rob, thanks for all you do in the back.
And
back end and the front.
Steve, I want to make sure we get this in, but please reach out, get in touch with Lori. You can reach her on the6habits.com. That is her book, and also for her company, sovereignammo.com. It's right there on the screen. Please go check out what she's doing, because she's definitely making things happen. I love being alongside people who are making things happen. You can learn a lot from her.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you for keeping us on track. Laura, definitely make sure you connect with Laura for sure. She's incredible. And so we'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.